Yes, I'm wearing blue light glasses, and yes, I'm currently topless, but it doesn't matter because that's got nothing to do with this video. A couple of months ago, Sigma gave us the 105 f2.8 macro lens, and I've never really done macro photography before, so I was like, I don't really care about this lens, it's whatever, it's just a 105mm. And then one day I decided to take a photo of sand for some reason. We were just at a beach, and I'm like, cool, sand, whatever, doesn't really matter, it's just a photo of sand. And then I brought it into Lightroom, and then I zoomed in on this photo of sand, and I could literally see every single grain of sand, like clearly. I was surprised because I'd just never seen photos like that before. Like things that were in plain sight, like sand, you just look at it as a whole and you just say, oh, yep, this is just a bit of sand. You look at the sand on the beach and you're like, ah, that's some sand. Cool, whatever. But the fact that I've never seen a photo of sand that high up and that high definition sparked my interest, and that's why we're going to be doing some macro photography tomorrow. So I haven't woken up at 6:30 in a while, so I'm not looking forward to tomorrow's wake up, but got to do it for the content. Alright, we're here at the beach and it's overcast, which if it was going to be any other sort of photography, it would have been shit weather, because it's like, what do you shoot at a beach area when it's like overcast and just dull weather? But because we're doing macro photography, it doesn't matter what the weather is because we're just photographing something super close up. So I think we should just head down to the beach area and just try look for things that have a lot of texture in them, because they're going to make for the coolest macro shots as opposed to something that's just like plain and flat. There's some nice seaweed here actually. It's actually weird, like I'm used to like trying to look for compositions, whereas now I'm like, what has a good texture? Like what would look good at 105mm at macro? So this seaweed here looks pretty nice, if I don't say so myself. What do you rate this seaweed out of 10?
20.
20? Alright, we're gonna have to fucking shoot this then.
It just looks so funny because you're like, it's like, what the fuck is this guy taking a photo of? Hang on, I'm gonna stand back here and I'll get a shot of what you look like. Fucking hilarious. Is it a good shot though?
Well, it's sick. Like when it's almost like a textured shot.
Dude, just sand that we shot last time was pretty cool.
Let's just shoot sand. That's actually the whole reason why I wanted to do this. Let's recreate that sand shot. Let's just find some sand.
Well, here we go. We found some sand.
Alright, so we found some sand, guys, and we're going to be shooting it. So let's shoot the sand, guys. Alright, guys, so we shot the sand. That's all for today's video. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more shoot content.
Yo, it's so cool.
That is sick.
You just can't see that.
Dude, look.
Normally with your eyes.
This is what I like, because you actually can't see these photos without having this lens. Like your bare eyes, the naked eye cannot see this shit.
You sound like a real macro photographer now.
The naked eye cannot see this shit.
I get naked
and look at animals in the wild with my flaccid cock.
I've not had an erection in 15 years.
What about the rock?
If you shoot like textures or something,
yeah,
like the difference, maybe what if you shot like half and half, you know how see if it's brown here?
Half and half.
Half and half, no cream. No. I just asked for a medium fucking soy latte.
Mate, look at the stance on me here. Fuck.
Far out. Good shot though? Yeah, you gotta get a good grip.
Gotta get the shot. Good photo.
Oh, what about you
Get a seagull's bumhole.
So you got bumhole photography, alright.
Hey, come here, I want to shoot your bumhole.
Cool. That is it.
What's up? What's up, vlog?
Come in the vlog. Do you want a model? Do you want a model? I'll take that as a no. Yeah, she's modeling, alright. We can do like a photo of one of their eyes because it's a macro.
Okay, yeah, done.
Who's got the best looking eyes?
Now we got some model photography. All right, so with this lens, it's a macro lens. If I take a photo of just your eye, I reckon that would be cool. So you can actually see us in the reflection of your eye.
See you guys. Nice to meet ya. See ya.
All right, back to macro photography. Oh fuck!
No!
The tide's coming in. Once again, I don't have a shirt. Actually, you know what? I'm just gonna put my shirt on. Do you reckon I could get demonetized for not having a shirt on? Where were we? The photos. So yeah, shooting on macro was actually surprisingly really fun. Like, I feel like shooting on macro just opened up a whole new world of photography. Like, the first photo I tried to get of the seaweed was just like, it was a bit of a whatever shot. I think my aperture was way too low, so there was only one little thing in focus. That's the other thing. It's really hard to get things in focus when you're shooting on macro because you move the camera like a millimeter away and it's the thing that you wanted to be in focus is now out of focus, which is mint. I could have used the autofocus, but I was trying to set it to the minimal focus distance so I could get as close as I could to the object. And then we got those girls to model, which was pretty cool. I didn't think that'd actually come down to model, but there you go. You always just got to shoot your shot and see what happens. So they did end up coming down and modeling, and first couple of shots were like out of focus. Like I said, it was really hard to get that focus, but then I ended up getting this really sharp photo and I just brushed over it in Lightroom and added a bit of texture just to help bring out those details. This photo was edited using my Lightroom preset Sign. So if you want to grab my presets, I'll leave a link in the description to where you can get them. And then we moved on to these, are they oysters? They're not, are they oysters? Clams? Mussels? I don't know, some sort of shell creature thingy. Then we got this plain shot of water. It was actually quite hard to photograph the water because it's moving. It's a moving object. And when you're trying to shoot macro photography, you're trying to nail that focus. And when it was moving, it was hard to get it. So I got this photo here. I did a really moody edit on it. I dropped the exposure and then pumped the highlights up just so you could see all those highlights. Yeah, just so you could see all the highlights. Then we got the bubble shot here, which is pretty cool. It was actually quite hard to get the focus once again. I think that was the hardest thing about today, trying to get these images in focus. Got a photo of some spiderwebs, which looks really cool. I did that same thing. I dropped the blacks, dropped the shadows down, and then pumped up the highlights just so you can see all those details. Then we got this photo of algae or moss. I don't know what it is exactly, but it looks good. It looks like I want to eat it, even though you should just definitely not eat it. If you're thinking about getting into macro photography, I'll leave a link in the description to the exact lens that I used, which is the Sigma 105 f2.8. They're not paying me to promote it or anything, they just gave me the lens and it was actually pretty fun to use. So if you do end up getting into it, tag me on Instagram at 7th Year because I'd love to see what photos you get. But that's it for today's video. If you did like it, remember to leave a like, help me out by hitting subscribe, and as always, don't think, just do.
Repetition, shop and blaze, like me.
You know when you get a new phone or something, you see a bunch of wallpapers that just come with the phone?
Yeah.
And you're like, who the fuck even takes these shots?
Yeah.
It's you.
I'm now the weird pattern photographer.
Welcome back to Crank That Shutter, where we crank that shutter. Liam over here is cranking it.
Crank that shutter, dude. I've got it cranked to 800, dude.
Dude, I think you should crank it more, my dude.
Dude, this is shit. Fucking webinar. My fucking Cobb webinar, guys. Fucking swipe up. Join my fucking Cobb webinar.
If you want to learn how to fucking catch bugs like a fucking professional athlete, then swipe up and watch my Cobb webinar.
Cobb webinar.
First of all, when you go to the beach, there's always a fuckload of seagulls wherever you go, right? Where do they sleep? Because like, I've never seen a seagull sleep. They're like junkies. Like maybe they're just always awake until they die.
Keep my serving up every single plate. The hottest in the season, even summer looks away. Cause I got something to prove. I'm here cause I pay my dues. So please tell me something new. I'm in the